We see in the chat, Matthias. Cheers from Brazil. Well,
hey, football's coming to you, buddy.
I'll say the NFL's coming to Brazil.
Yeah, that's right. The NFL announced on Wednesday, I forgot what day it was, that at the owners' meetings in Dallas, that the NFL will be moving or sending one game in 2024 to Brazil. Your thoughts on would you rather play in Sao Paulo?
I'm hoping I'm going. That's all I'm saying is
That's me too.
Me too. The Pick Six podcast should go live from Brazil. Should
the
it,
whole
guys?
week. The whole entire
would
week.
be amazing.
Really? A whole month?
Whole month.
It's a little
That'd be
aggressive,
kinda
Will,
hard.
asking for a lot there. I mean,
Yeah.
a whole week's fine, but
Have you been to Brazil before?
Never. And I've heard
Me either.
nothing but fantastic things. Have you been, Leger?
It's amazing. Yeah, I actually was blessed enough to, and again, you got to be smart in this situation. I went to the favelas, right, as they were training for Carnival, because it's like everything's based off the neighborhood you're in, right? So they all train and get ready for the big dance for Carnival, and it was one of the best cultural experiences I ever had. Now, again, I don't suggest anybody just walks into the favelas and goes into the neighborhood. Like, we knew somebody from there that took us in there, so we were okay, like going into the favelas. Again, one of the dopest cultural experiences I've ever had, being able to dance with the locals, drink with them, have a good time. It was an amazing experience for sure.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds amazing. Let's go. Maybe not. Maybe let's just get to the game. I don't know if I should be.
Which one do you want to go to? The favelas, or you want to go to the game?
Necessarily.
Don't look at Will's search history. The NFL has been really aggressive with this international push, and
for sure.
I think it does call to question, what has been the urgency behind it, or why so much? Is it trying to grow the game globally from a viewership standpoint, for money, for potential suitors? Is it for expansion? You'd have to think that we're so far off from being able to create another expansion, couple teams, division, or a competitive league, mind you. I understand that you can solve a lot of things with money, but that doesn't solve skill. It doesn't solve
South isn't even competitive. How are we going to build another competitive division?
Right. And that's the thing is, and maybe like the NFL product is so palatable that you could create a whole nother league that's branded with the NFL, and the football doesn't have to be that great because you've got other leagues in the USFL and XFL that have guys who want to play or are out there trying to play. And maybe there's enough to support that. Now, again, the degree of football might not be quite as good, but if you can support the business model with the gambling revenue that's now become a part of it, with all sorts of international money that we've seen now get involved in plenty of other sports in a big way, golf, baseball in particular, off the top of my head, maybe there is a future there, but it does call into question, again, you want to grow and broaden your fan base and grow your brand, but at the same time, there also is a question of what happens to the smaller markets at home? What happens to
what's the end game?
Yeah, it's taking away those games from the smaller markets that you'd normally that's what they thrive on throughout the course of the year. They're obviously have an NFL team, but still that's huge economic stimulus when they're there. When they're not, they feel it big time.
I think it's notable too that they have really cranked up the quality of games that they've sent out internationally, basically, which is also a money thing, but also they want to grow the fan base. They're sort of capped out. Everyone in America likes the NFL. They're gonna you're not flipping some town in Kansas onto the NFL. Like everyone who's in America is onto the NFL if they like it, outside of the age range.